Hey guys, it's Stacy. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I'm going to be making oxtails in an Instapot. It's super quick, super easy, and very delicious. The meat was so tender and just fell right off the bone. Stay tuned to see how I made this delicious dinner. Starting off with the ingredients, I used 5 pounds of oxtails, Worcestershire sauce, 3 medium onions, minced garlic, some browning, baby carrots, bacon, chopped bell peppers, I freeze mine, cabbage, this is rice and beans, garlic powder, complete seasoning, onion powder, ground turmeric, paprika, oxtail seasoning, Larry's seasoned salt, cayenne pepper, white pepper, ground allspice, bay leaves, sage, thyme. First, I'm going to take all the meat and put it into a Ziploc bag. Then I'm going to take about a tablespoon of olive oil, put that right on top of the meat. I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of complete seasoning, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of sage, half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 tablespoon of oxtail seasoning, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and 1 teaspoon of allspice. Then I'm going to take a tablespoon of white pepper, and I'm going to add just a little bit of the seasoned salt. I'm going to zip the bag up and mix up the seasonings and try to get them well incorporated into the meat. Next, I'm going to take 3 to 4 tablespoons of the browning seasoning. Add that in and go ahead and zip the bag up and mix that in and get it well incorporated. I let mine marinate overnight, but if you're in a rush, you can do at least 3 hours, I would say, to let it all sink in. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut up my cabbage so I can get my side dish going. I'm going to be doing fried cabbage. So I went ahead and cut off the bottom, cut it in half, cut one half in half, and then I went ahead and cut out the core and repeated on the other side. Now you can really cut up the cabbage any way you like. I like to do mine in bigger chunks. It's just a faster process instead of doing them really thin. After I get that all cut up, I'm going to go ahead and take 3 pieces of bacon and cut those up into bite-sized pieces. Next, in a hot pan with some oil, I'm going to add in 1 of the chopped onions. Next, I'm going to start adding in the bacon pieces. As as well as 2 tablespoons of garlic. I'm going to mix that all around and cook it until it starts to brown. I don't really want to cook the bacon super hard. I'm going to add in half of my washed cut cabbage and mix in the onions, garlic, and bacon. Add in the rest, mix that all together. I'm going to take some chicken broth. It was probably about 1.5 tablespoons. Some garlic powder, onion powder, and some seasoned salt. I'm going to cover that up and let it cook for about 30 minutes on low or until it's tender. You just kind of want to check it periodically and stir it around. I have my Instapot on sear and I have some oil down in the bottom. I use canola oil. I'm going to go ahead and put the seasoned oxtails in, and I'm just going to be browning these. I did probably 8 to 10 batches because I don't really want to overcrowd the pan. If you overcrowd your pan, you're going to steam them rather than brown them. And you really want to lock in the flavor, which is why I'm browning them. I'm going to add in 1 chopped onion and 2 tablespoons of garlic. And you want to try to scrape off as much of the brown bits at the bottom that you can. That just adds more flavor into your broth. Then I'm going to add a layer of the meat, just so when I dump in the rest of the meat, nothing will splash up on me and burn me. And you want to add all the drippings from the bowl as well. Then I'm going to take 2 cups of unsalted beef broth and add that right into the Instapot. Then I'm going to take the marinade that was left over and reserved in the bag and add that in. 1 tablespoon of beef bouillon, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of oxtail seasoning, some allspice, paprika, some Worcestershire sauce, about 1.5 tablespoons, maybe 2. Then I'm going to go ahead and mix that all in and get that all incorporated. Put your lid on and make sure you put it to sealing. Then I'm going to add 30 minutes on manual, let that come up to pressure, and we're going to slow release for 20 minutes. Now I'm going to add in some parsley, thyme, sage, three bay leaves, the rest of the onion, baby carrots, and chopped bell pepper. Mix that in as best as you can. Put the lid on, put it to sealing. Then you're going to put it on manual for 15 minutes. Let that slow release for 10 minutes. Now I'm going to take all of the meat and carrots out of the broth. Now you're going to take 2 tablespoons of water and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch to make your cornstarch slurry. You're going to add that into the boiling beef broth to make it into a thicker gravy consistency. Now I'm going to add all of my meat only back into the gravy. Okay, so here are my completed sides. I have my fried / steamed cabbage and my red beans and rice. So now it's time to plate. This dinner was so good. It's one of my favorites. I love oxtails. I want to thank you guys so much for watching and all your love and support. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell so you know when I upload my next video. See you next time!